Hey guys, today I want to talk about why can't an American live on the same amount that a Filipino can? Well, first of all, most Filipinos really can't live on the amount that they make at work. A lot of them don't. They have to borrow. They have family that helps them with things. If they need to go to the doctor, sometimes they borrow from their family. Borrow meaning usually they have to give them the money. They usually don't pay it back sometimes in a lot of cases. And that's why. Because as Americans, our standards are a lot higher. You know, when we get a cough or something like that, or we get the flu or something, first thing we do is we head to the doctors in most cases. Some of us do, not all of us. But I mean, a lot of us tend to have that tendency to go to the doctor, get treated, and then we're out of there and we're okay, and we pay the doctors. Well, over here, a lot of them can't afford that. So they just go and they get their paracetamol or whatever it is that works for them. And they have their own little concoctions too. And they do that. But sometimes they're also late on their rent. And a lot of the stuff you don't see because they don't want to talk about it. I know from people that are around me in my neighborhood and talking to other people that a lot of people fall behind on their rent sometimes. It's common here. And I think most Americans don't want to fall behind on their rent. That's the first thing you want to pay because you want to have a roof over your head. And you want to have food. And Filipinos, when they live on a lower budget, guess what? They're mostly eating rice. But they also go out and they pick leaves, or they have things that they can go out to the woods and get. My girlfriend, when I first come over here, she was going out and she was picking things. And she still does to this day because she likes that food. Ampalaya, all this different types of these different herbs and vegetables that they can pick in the garden. Ginger, they have it wild. They do things with coconut that I wouldn't even dream of. Coconut they can do miracles with. They do all types of stuff. They have coconut rice, which has protein in it, because coconut's a nut, and I'm sure it has lots of protein in there. So it's living style. The living style is totally different. Most Americans can't change to that living style, or won't live in that type of style. That's why we can't live the way that they live. Sometimes they'll walk places versus wasting money on a tricycle or a jeepney. Maybe they don't have the change that day. We like to go out and have a cup of coffee every once in a while. They'll forego that. Sometimes they'll make drinks out of Tang or whatever. Things that are less healthy sometimes. And we as Americans don't want to do that because we want to stay healthy. A lot of Americans I find over here are very health conscious people. They're very health conscious. They don't want to drink Tang. They don't want to drink Coke. I'm a Coke fanatic. You know, I have Coke for breakfast practically. You know, and I know it's bad for me, but, you know, I drink it. You know, it's just who I am. But I also have like a bowl of cereal. I have Cheerios or what have you. There's ways of cutting back. And I tell people, yeah, you could have a bowl of Cheerios for breakfast instead of having eggs, bacon, and toast and stuff like that. You could kind of cut back that way. There's ways to cut back and still stay healthy. But milk, cereal, all the things that we have back in the West are more expensive over here. Even though milk will last you a long time, it costs about almost 200 pesos or more for a small quart of milk over here. That's expensive. You know, it's about $2. Now, I don't know what they're charging for milk back home, but I'm sure, you know, it's pretty expensive back there too, from what I'm hearing. But everything is going up over here. So for you to live on these $500, $350 budgets, whatever, is it possible? Yeah. You living good? No. Why can't you live the same way as a Filipino? Because we're built different. There are guys here that do it. Whether they like it or not is a totally different thing. Most of those people that I see online through vlogs, or people that I've met that live on the streets or live in squatters areas or whatever, or live low, guess what? They're not happy. They're really, truly not happy people. I would not want to live like that. I would not want to live in a poverty-stricken place where there's more disease, more flies, more bugs, rats, things like that. Now, squatters area, you can live cheap. Your housing's practically free or free. I would rather pay for a 40 or 60 or 80 or $100 place and have that extra money left over if I had to live on that. But to come over here, to come from the United States and give up all those things that you have back home when you're poor. We have a lot of guys back there always calling me saying, Steve, I know I can live on $350. I know I can live on $500. No, 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 don't even think about it. Don't even come here, you know, on those low budgets. Anything below $1,000, you're asking for trouble, I think. That's my opinion. Some people will say, oh no, it's okay. Then you come here and guess what? You find out it's a little hard to live here. It's not as easy as you think. These other vloggers, they're looking for numbers. I'm not looking for numbers, I'm just here to tell you the truth. You know, a lot of people will tell you, you can live on 500 or 800. There's vloggers out there, bring these guys on there and they try to talk you into thinking that you can make it too. But you know what? You probably can't. And some of those people aren't telling you everything. There's a lot of vloggers say that I live on such and such an amount. Well, some of those vloggers are making $2,000 a month on their vlogs, on their YouTube vlogs. Some of them are making more. Some of them get money from Patreon or from PayPal or whatever. People make donations to their channel. This channel does not ask for any donations. I just ask you to watch my ads. That's the only money I make here, you know. My girlfriend, I ask people to just tip her if they get any help, if anybody gets any help finding a place over here or something like that. That's different, you know. But the majority of people that are giving you that information, they're not giving you good information, and they're not giving you information that's going to keep you safe. And for you, I want to see your safety. You know, in my honest opinion, the lowest you should ever go to come over here should be $1,200 or above. I don't even think that $1,000 is really good enough, because I think you need money. Always be saving money. And some people tell me, well, I live on $800 a month, Steve. Yes, you do. Are you saving it? Are you saving your excess? Are you putting that money in the bank? Are you putting it away for emergencies? If you are, hey, more power to you. I mean, some people don't eat a lot. I mean, I like to have good food and go out to eat once in a while and things like that. On those lower budgets, you're not gonna be able to go out to eat. You're not gonna be able to hang out with your friends. You're not gonna be able to go out for a cup of coffee, you know, every morning with your buddies or whatever, meet with them, or go to Jolly Bee and have breakfast or something like that with your friends. On those type of budgets, you're on bare bones in most cases, unless your girlfriend's chipping in or she's helping out with the cost of the house. Maybe she has a job or something like that. Then you're in a different predicament. Then it's a whole different ball game, because both of you are chipping in. Both of you are chipping in the food, and then you can survive over here. That's the thing. But a lot of girls over here, if you're not supplying everything, they get mad at you. So if you come over here and you think that your girlfriend's gonna be okay with you split in half, a lot of them won't. So make sure you have that conversation before you come over here. If you meet a girl online or something like that, hey, listen, you chip in half, I'll chip in half. If you're on one of these lower budgets, that's the only way you will make it. But at some point, either that girl's gonna get sick, her kid's gonna get sick, somebody's gonna get hurt, you're gonna have a huge hospital bill. Are you gonna have emergency money enough to cover that? And you later, when you get sick, or if you get hurt, or you get in an accident, are you gonna be able to have enough money for your insurance? Are you gonna be able to buy insurance? Have you looked into insurance? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Many guys are coming over here. They're not looking at the whole picture. They're not thinking about health or anything like that. They say, well, Steve, I'm 60 years old, or I'm 65, and I'm healthy as can be. You know, I've never been sick in my life, had any things. I don't have diabetes. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm fine, Steve. I'll be good. I'll be good till I'm 80, and then I just drop. It doesn't happen that way. You need to have insurance, or you need to have a big emergency fund for when something does happen. And what happens to that money when you get sick? Poof, it's gone. That's why it's better to have insurance sometimes, or at least some partial insurance or cheap insurance or something. And there are different types of insurances that for different coverages. You can call up Pacific Prime. I've mentioned them before. I'm not trying to give them a plug or anything like that, but I really love that company because it's a brokerage firm that gives you different companies and prices for whatever insurance you're looking for. You can change it however you want. You can put, you can have deductibles. You can have a lower coverage rate. Instead of $1 million, you could have $500,000 or $250,000 or $300,000. They'll find you insurance that will cover you at that amount. That's all you really need here in the Philippines. You don't need $1 million of coverage here. You don't need it. And also, some of those you can get insurance that will fly you home. And maybe that's what you need. If you have the VA back home and you already have a disability, you can go back home and get covered back home. That's the things that you want to think about. Anyway, guys, I hope that helped today. I hope that got you guys thinking. For you new guys that are coming over here, what exactly you need to be thinking about. Am I going to be safe over there with the amount that I have? Like I said, sweet spot budget, guess what? $2,000 to $3,000 is a place to be happy, to be able to save some money too. That's the budget. That's the amount that you need from your pension to survive here. Okay, it's not just your budget, it's your whole budget, your monthly amount, and then some of it you should be saving. God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show.